play and call it work.
What's going on, everyone? Vito here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to my very first sit and talk all by my lonesome. Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now. What? I'm joined by Cullen by the computer.
Oh, hey there, guys.
And as usual, you guys know how it works. If you want to leave a comment where I can answer your questions, please leave the command, which is exclamation mark at, oh my god, I'm already choking on my words, exclamation mark ask down below. That's how you can get your question in. So you exclamation mark ask and then your question. You can leave one question at a time. And then once I've read your question, I can clear it and then you can ask another question. So it just prevents you from spamming and leaving multiple questions, but I will make sure to get to as many questions as possible. I will be answering as many questions as I can, both in the chat live and some questions from the previous persons. Not previous persons, but the previous video, which was Josh's video in the last sit and talk. Cullen, who is going next? Do you know?
Yes,
because I am kind of interrupting the flow.
I 100% didn't tell you that, so that's my bad. So Steve will be next week.
All right. So if you want to leave a question for Steve, leave it in this video on the MiniWarGaming website for Steve. That's who's going to be next. So ask or leave questions for Steve.
And just a quick point for everyone. How does the audio sound?
Yes.
I have tweaked a couple things since our D&D live stream the other day. So just also the queue is yet to be open.
I'm currently going to be opening the queue right now. Boom. Queue is now open, so you can start leaving your questions now if you'd like to. So funnel in those questions.
And I will continue saying my message of, we changed a couple things. I am still working on the problem, and hopefully we'll be meeting with a friend this weekend in terms of learning how to use this soundboard better to bring you guys better audio, especially for the D&D show, because that has seriously been bothering me and needs to be fixed because it's really affecting the stream, and I apologize for everyone who has to sit through the awful noises. Audio sounds like you have a mic behind a pillow. However, overall, fine. Mic behind a pillow. Well, is that just me or Vito, Dr. Vulcan?
Oh, good question.
Is that both of us sound distant or just me? Because I'm also hearing my own voice through headphones, and I can't tell. Both of you. Just me? Oh. Vito, talk more, Dr. Vulcan said.
Talking, this is Vito. Why, hello, Dr. Vulcan, do you like the silky, smooth, raspy voice of Vito Verano, the best Dr. Vulcan? So many V's. Ooh.
Okay, so it's just me. I can boost myself a little bit more. Again, it's really hard for me to get my own volume because it's in my own ears. And we have 2 subscribers so far.
Ayo.
So Mandolary 511. Tier 1 sub 5 months in a row. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
And we've got, this is 500 bits from Malicious asking you, Vito, where's the vest?
Today was a bit of an off day. No filming today, so I'm rocking my Magikarp shirt. Love me some good Magikarp.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love us some Pokemon.
Yeah.
You also have a Meowth in your office.
I do have a plushie of a Meowth. It's about this big, with a Pokeball too. Yeah, I like Pokemon. So is my fiance. So.
Yeah, and just for chat, we are a PG-friendly chat, so please keep all words that we can actually say on video. So I apologize if you're getting banned in chat, but again, PG only, guys. It's MiniWarGaming. We got to keep our standards the way they are.
Absolutely, and if you don't, I'll get my cousin Vinny after you. I actually do have a cousin named Vinny.
All right, I got one more thing to say. The Mac Allen, tier 1 sub, 3 months in a row. Hello, MWG. Hello.
Awesome.
There.
Hello.
And I will stop talking and let Vito actually take over his show. Go, Vito. Answer questions.
Alrighty, first question number 1 from Lavarius. Vito, what are you doing what are you doing? What were you doing previously to MiniWarGaming? What's your story? Do you still do these things? All right, so this may be a little bit of a long question, so let's break it in. I think it's a very good question. What was I doing previously? So I was in university. I was in my 3rd year of social work. Prior to that, I had graduated from, where did I graduate from? So I had graduated from social service work at, not York, but, what's the college? It was at a York, Seneca. I'd graduated social service work at Seneca. Prior to that, I was doing personal training for about 5 years. I had my own little business, but I also worked at a studio downtown. And I had graduated from a George Brown College from the a personal training course. I think it was called, what was it called at George Brown? They recently changed the name, but it was a 2-year program. So I've been in school for quite a bit of time. I have 2 college degrees, and I was halfway through a university degree. The reason why I switched from personal training into social work was because for a breast cancer charity game, I was doing soccer for breast cancer research, and I blew out my knee, having to have reconstructive knee surgery. And then after I took a 1.5 years out of work to kind of heal and to recuperate, but then the doctors had told me that, Vito, you might want to reconsider changing your career path. So I decided I still wanted to be in the helping professions in some kind of a capacity. So I thought, social work might be the field for me. I was thinking about maybe going into the military route, helping with soldiers coming back from war and helping them reintegrate into civilian life. But then I realized I didn't really want to go in that direction, so I thought maybe helping couples, those couples that kind of still want to rekindle their relationship and stick together. Or if they decide that maybe they don't want to stay together and maybe kind of amicably splitting apart. Just kind of bridging that gap. So I thought about doing that. So I graduated from Seneca College in social service worker, and then I bridged into Ryerson University. I was in my 3rd year of university, and then that's when Dave had approached me asking about the bunker and if I wanted to participate in making his vision, excuse me, about what his vision of what the bunker was. And I wasn't currently happy at Ryerson doing social work.
Hey, yo, that's my university too.
Hey, yeah, I actually saw Cullen on campus. I looked back and I'm like, is that Cullen? I'm like, nah, I'm not going to say hi. And then sure enough, when I ended up coming to MiniWarGaming, I'm like, hey, Cullen, was that you? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, I should have said hi. But yeah, I wasn't happy at Ryerson. So I took Dave up on the offer. I took a hiatus on school for about 1.5 years. And I started working on the MiniWarGaming bunker. And sure enough, after about 1 year and a little bit of working on the bunker, doing all the awesome studios that you currently see, I was primarily a painter. I think it was 99% painting on all the studios and maybe about 20% construction. The other 2 guys were Andrew or Drewski and then Mike Grove. They were the other construction guys on all the studios. And then Matt and Dave had offered me a job being a content producer at MiniWarGaming. So that's kind of my little bit of history.
The
prior.
Vito origin story?
Yeah, kind of the Vito origin story of MiniWarGaming. Also, I did a little bit of commission painting on the side. I was doing that a little bit of quasi full-time to help me, excuse me, pay through school. And that was actually very successful for me. It helped me pay all throughout university and all throughout college as well. So yeah, that's kind of my my origin story. So let's hit next. This is from Bullfrog 2070. Any advice for painting white armor? I'm looking to paint old style world bearers as renegades. Also, did you paint your white scars? Gotta go fast. So the white scars that I play on the channel, I did not paint those. Those were an old studio army, which I gotta get back into playing those. I always have a lot of fun playing them. But as for advice for painting white armor, it all depends. Are you using an airbrush? If you are using an airbrush, painting white is fairly easy, or at least the way I paint white. If you are using an airbrush, I love the color Vallejo Off-White. I use a black primer, which is very strange. You would think, oh, you prime something white or gray, and then you put the Vallejo white in your airbrush, mix a little bit with, you can use water, or you can use a medium, and you literally just use trigger control. You can set the PSI to maybe around 20 to 30, but I always set my PSI to 60, which is, it seems high, but I have really good trigger control. And I just I feather, excuse me, from the black primer, and then I build myself up from the black to a gray to a white, just using pure white. Now that's a little bit more of an advanced technique. So if you're not using an airbrush, I would recommend, if you're just using like your standard brush technique, I would start off by maybe using a gray, maybe like a dark gray or a light gray, and slowly build your way up. Maybe using like a Celestia gray, or even an Eshin gray. Start with Eshin gray, build up with Celestia gray. Always thin coats, always building up, thinning it down with water, and then finally go into your white scar. And then, oh, I have something in my eye. I'm terribly sorry. Woo, what was that?
Nope. I don't take that. That's not acceptable.
You don't. It's not acceptable.
Nope.
You guys still see my eye trigger like that? That was awful.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. And then yeah, slowly build up thin layers, and then that should do with painting white. I haven't painted white like that in such a long time, so that's how I would go about doing it.
Now you did paint a good number of Menoth models for us, actually, which is one of the first things that I've ever seen that you painted. Back when War Machine was still a thing we were covering. Yeah. So we have a beautiful Menoth army that Vito painted, and it doesn't touch a table.
Oh,
so sad.
Yeah, you can actually find the video for that. I think it's like Vito Verano painting. Just type in Vito Verano painting, MiniWarGaming, and then you can see the ad for that. And that's the Menoth army that I think was used maybe in one battle report, and then you'll never see that army ever again. But yeah, that's kind of sad that army will never get used ever again.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I have one of those models at my house that I use for D&D.
Do you really? Yeah. But next question. Why didn't it go next? Kulan. Oh, there we go. Dr. Vulcan. If you could pick one AOS army for GW to revisit, rework the rules for, what would it be and why? Bretonnians, and why? Bretonnians is an army that is so near and dear to my heart. Is the army that I first started off with. The look of them, that the French Arthurian look to them. When I first started Bretonnians, I had painted them up to look like a Kingdom of Heaven theme. Kingdom of Heaven is a movie that has not Christian Bale. What's the actor, Colin?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was finding your video and posting it in chat.
Kingdom of Heaven. Orlando Bloom, Liam Neeson in there. It's like a Crusades movie, And
Honestly, I've been told to watch it.
it's a great movie. It's not historically accurate at all, but it is a fantastic movie.
Sorry, are you looking for an actor?
I just said it.
Oh.
Thanks, though. Appreciate it there, bro.
I went all the way to IMDb for you.
No, it's okay. You're a good kid. You're a good kid. No, it's a fantastic movie. I highly recommend everyone watch it just for the cinematic experience. Yeah, Bretonnians, 100%. They're a fantastic army. Green Knight, Pegasus Knights, even Knights Errant, the very lowly knights. They're absolutely incredible. I really wish GW would revisit them. We actually have a guest, Corey. He brought in this helmet. He's wearing chainmail armar, and he's playing Bretonnians right now.
Yeah, did we just never address the helmet this entire time?
Yeah, we just had a helmet here. Yeah, we've got a guest who's wearing full chainmail armor right now.
If you want to check out a photo, you should follow us on Instagram. Instagram.com/MiniWarGaming, I think.
Sure.
Is Instagram.com?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
#sure. Richards, where is your vest? Today was a little bit of an off day. I wasn't doing any filming. So not to get, my nice clothes dirty. Just wearing a regular t-shirt today. Cash day. Come on, pick next. What's going on here? Hello?
You having a little issues?
Yeah, I'm picking pick next and it's not. Oh, there we go.
Maybe just be a little bit more
aggressive
with your clicking.
Sure.
You are using a trackpad, so.
Jadel. What game do you wish?
It's wait. He told me how to pronounce it. J.A. Waddell.
J.A. Waddell?
Yeah.
J.A. Waddell. What game do you wish that MiniWarGaming would cover that they currently do not? Also, your thoughts on Wild West Exodus. So the first part of your question, I like to see more historical games. I'm a big fan of the game Basic Impetus, or Impetus. It's a historical-based game where you can paint any kind of army, like Romans or Athenians, ancient Greeks, and you can put them on like little squares. Like if you had my phone here, you just put any kind of miniatures you want, and it's literally just movement trays. So you don't necessarily have to take your minis off. You just put wound markers. And you move your armies around, and your units can become disordered, or depending if you go over a river, that would be really cool. I love to see the Batman miniature game. It's a really great system. I'd love to see that game get covered, or even the DC miniature game. Those are two games that I really thoroughly enjoy. As for Wild West Exodus, I've never played the game, so I can't really speak to it. I'm not a big fan of Westerns per se, but I do love me a good Clint Eastwood.
For sure. I played the small demo at Adepticon, and it seems like a really fun game.
Okay.
And the models for it are really nice.
The models are cool. I mean, this is coming from a guy who hasn't played it, so I'm uninitiated. So I'll give the game a try, and then that might change my tune. So next question. Oh, maybe I do have to give it a good. Yeah, that's what I gotta do.
Clip that.
Click that.
I said clip it.
Clip it?
Yeah.
Right. Clip that one too. Balfour, how long have you been painting? How long since you started painting before you felt comfortable with it? So I've been painting. I've been painting since I was a little kid. Maybe 3-4 years old is when I first got my first painting set. Was I good? No. I mean, I didn't paint in the lines or anything like that. But painting miniatures, I started maybe, I'd say 11, 12 years ago. And I actually have my very first model that I painted on my desk, not on my desk, but on the shelves upstairs in the kind of communal room where all the content producers are. So if Cullen's ever doing like a pan through in a open vault, and you see a little Knight Templar of a Bretonnian with a trumpet, that is my very first model that I've ever painted. When did I start getting comfortable with it? I'd say, so if I started painting 11 to 12 years ago, I'd say I started getting comfortable with it maybe 10 years ago. So maybe like within the first year and a half is when I started getting a little bit more comfortable. I still wasn't firm with the techniques, but that's when I started getting comfortable with my brush strokes, things like that. When I first got my first airbrush, I wanted to bump up my commission painting because I was just using a brush, but I wanted to get business faster. I wanted to start getting better. So when I first got my airbrush is when I first tested it on a client's project. Now you might be thinking, Vito, you're nuts, but I threw myself into the fire, baptism by fire, and it actually came out incredible. It was one of those things like I need to become better at this. So what a better way to experiment. So if you push yourself to the limits and you dedicate yourself to a craft, I absolutely believe that you can master it. Now I'm not saying that I'm a master at painting, but I do believe that I've pushed myself to enough where I can call myself a good painter, but I'm also learning. Every time I grab the tools of my trade, I'm constantly pushing myself and learning new things all the time.
Got to push that envelope.
Yeah, buddy.
Never get comfortable.
Heavy Glenn, what is your favorite named character in the Thousand Suns Legion and why? Whew. Okay, so you might be thinking it's Magnus the Red, but it's not. It's actually a character named Colophus. He was the leader of the Pyre cult. And he was the leader. The Pyre cult was one of the cults who like dabbled in the fire magics. So they can manipulate fire. They can make the enemies melt in their armor. They can make it rain fire and shoot fireballs and things like that. He also, Colophus, he really was the proponent who loved the automata within the Thousand Suns Legion. And during the Battle of Prospero, he commanded one of the largest titans in the battle, and he summoned so much psychic might that he caused this titan to explode, and it like destroyed half the battlefield, including one of the temples that he was inside, one of the pyramids. So Colophus is absolutely one of my favorite characters. He was so arrogant that he thought he can control so much psychic might that the titan that he was commanding and himself just exploded. So I love that book. I highly recommend you read it. And Colophus is such an awesome character. Dracilian, ideas for this blank Slaanesh wall I'm staring at in the next studio over. Oh, I guess you're watching that.
That would be Corey.
Oh, Corey, yeah. Okay, so that studio, we actually had. That's Dracilian? That's Corey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, Corey, what's going on? So that's Slaanesh wall. We had intentions, I guess for everyone who's kind of cluing in. So in the studio next over, we have the Khorne wall, we have the Nurgle wall, there's the Tzeentch wall that's multicolor that still needs work, and then there's the Slaanesh wall where it's all pink and purple. We had intentions where it would be the Emperor's Children kind of feather with the clawed talon, but then that clawed talon would be manipulated by chaos, where it would form the Slaanesh kind of that half moon. So that would be manipulated by chaos. This would all be kind of 3D design and then laser cut. And then we have these kind of like Harley Quinn masks that we actually have made. And then there's these black tentacles that we have with puffy paint, which is a paint that when you apply, it raises. And this puffy paint would go over on these white masks to create almost like a venom type of texture, kind of like the venom tendrils. So that would go over the mask, and that would go in the clutches of the Emperor's Children talon. And then all over that pink wall where you have the wing of the Emperor's Children symbol is more of this venom type of tendrils. But unfortunately, we didn't have time to finish the wall, but that is still a work in progress for later on down the lines.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon, yeah. let's jump in really quick to some of the questions that were asked in the previous videos, or in the MiniWarGaming videos that were asked in Josh's video. Big Mikey asks, Vito, favorite guilty pleasure movie and or TV show? Also, with Book 8 and Horus Heresy released, anything you're super excited about to play? Keep on being awesome. Well, Big Mikey, you keep on being awesome. So for the first part of that question, favorite guilty pleasure movie. So I love The Predator. Whenever that's on AMC, because AMC is always playing that, I have to watch it. I'm a big fan of the Expendable movies. Those are always really great. Super cheesy, but I love those. Terminator 2. I love Terminator 2. It's probably better than Terminator 1.
These aren't really guilty pleasure movies.
Sorry?
These aren't really guilty pleasure movies.
Okay,
are
so...
they?
Kind of. Okay, so what would you define as a guilty pleasure movie?
I don't know, like something you feel bad about admitting to. Like, I really enjoy, like, Dodgeball.
Oh, okay.
And Mean Girls. I would say, like, I really enjoy those movies, but I don't always like to admit it, especially amongst my more film background friends.
Okay.
Like, you know, a guilty pleasure.
Oh, so okay.
Like, TV show, I would say, like, How I Met Your Mother. Definitely not, like, the best show ever, but...
Oh, okay, so...
It's entertaining.
So here's one for you. A guilty pleasure TV show. My fiance actually got me into Grey's Anatomy.
There you go.
For when she first started watching, I'm like, what garbage is this? What are you watching? And then I'd go back into my paint room, and she'd be talking to herself, oh my God, I can't believe this person did this. What are you doing? And then I take my headphones off, like, what's going on? And then whatever, later on,
sit down.
Later on, I'd go grab something to eat. I'll be having my lunch, and then I'm watching it. I'm eating, and then I'm watching it. I'm like, well, okay, this is kind of interesting. And then now we're sitting down at Netflix watching stupid Grey's Anatomy, and I'm hooked. I'm watching medical procedures, and I actually care about what Callie is doing and what her love interests are. Do you believe? Now I know the people's names and what Grey's doing and how, spoiler alert, her husband's dead.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, if you're not caught up, shame on you. Okay? And now I have to wait for seasons 15 and 16 to come out.
Some people are also saying that these still aren't one. Okay, I'll give you the best one. I thoroughly enjoy watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and I'll admit it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You know what's a really good show? Sabrina on Netflix. I love that show.
Haven't even looked at that one, actually.
That is an incredible... If you haven't watched Sabrina on Netflix, beautiful. Beautiful show. Beautiful show. # done. Also, with Book 8 and Horus Heresy, I'm excited. I'm super excited for Demons of the Runestorm, because if you haven't already known, I'm doing Hedonites of Slaanesh, and because of collecting Slaanesh models, I'm doing that for both 40K, and because I'm doing that for 40K and AOS, I can do that now for Horus Heresy. So I'm going to be doing that for Demons of the Runestorm. There's a lot of cool combos that I've been told. A good buddy of mine, Kenneth, he's Greek. He's got a super long name. I can never pronounce it, but he's an awesome guy, super awesome guy. I love him to death. He's actually a groomsman in my wedding that's upcoming. He's told me a lot about it, so I'm super excited for that. Next question from, you guys in these names, Atarvicus. Vito, how is it to be filming bat reps? Have you considered that when you joined MiniWarGaming? If I remember right, you started with constructions for the bunker. I really enjoy your AOS bat reps. Best regards. So how is it filming bat reps? They've gotten a lot better. I was super nervous when I first started. My very first bat rep was with Luca, and my intro took an hour to film. My first bat rep took 10 hours to film. It took a day and a half. Super nervous. Cullen?
What?
I was super nervous, but yeah, I considered that I was going to be super nervous. I was also thought I was going to be super confident, but that got shut down really quickly. But now I'm getting into my groove, I think. I stumble a lot with my words, but I mean, I think that's just natural. And yeah, I did start with constructions with the bunker crew, but like I said, it was mostly a painting process. I jumped into construction here and there. Actually, with the Vatarack studio, Drewski and I, we completed construction in that studio within a week. That was the fastest studio that we completed construction-wise. We were, I don't know how we did it. I guess we were on energy drinks or something, but yeah, we burned through that one really quickly. So we have Fear X the X Nads. Awesome, love it. Fear the Nads, everyone. You fear them. Be afraid.
I am.
Vito, best in the vest and champion of vesticular fortitude. Got him. I've been really enjoying your contributions to the live role-playing campaigns, especially Mrs. Doubtwater. Woo. Thank you. I'm curious if you are into the idea of taking on your own campaign, similar to Watchers in Death. I'd love to hear your ideas you have on things you'd like to run. Thanks and keep up the good work. Thank you so much. As to my own ideas, I'd have to run them by Matthew and Dave as they're the ones who are in charge. But a couple ideas that I've had is I'd love to do a morning TV show called, what was it called again?
Good Morning.
Oh yeah, Good Morning Tara, where it'd be Cullen and I running it. Essentially just a morning show where we can do it like live. And, you know, we just sit and talk with all of you kind of live. We talk about what's going on. Maybe it's like a once a week kind of TV show.
Like a Monday morning or something.
Yeah,
we can
Monday.
Talk about the things that happened on the weekend or
yeah, or
like
during
that.
like the whole week where we talk about what's going on in the wargaming community, new releases, maybe a little bit of controversy things that people have talked about, like the new contrast paints. Maybe that can be a really cool hot topic that Colin and I talk about. Maybe something that's happened in a tournament scene, or you know, things that you guys want to talk about. We can release it in a podcast format too. So if you guys want to listen to it in your drive, so it's essentially almost like a radio show that Colin and I can talk about it. And I can do my really cool DJ voice with Colin and Vito in the morning. You know, I wouldn't do that the whole time, but because that'd be really annoying. And I also really enjoy annoying Colin. So yeah, so that'd be something really fun. But as for a miniature game, or a miniature, you know, thing like Watchers in Death, I had a really fun idea, something that would bridge the gap between the Horus Heresy 30K and 40K, which would be something called the Great Crusade, something we haven't seen on the tabletop, or I haven't seen on the tabletop, which would be the Emperor. So a model would be based on the Emperor, and a really cool conversion that we could do is having the Roboute Guilliman model, all painted up in gold. We can convert him with long hair, have a really cool talon, and he's got the flaming sword already, so hey, done. Then we get a couple of the Age of Sigmar Stormcast Eternals. We get them armed with the, what are the gold guys? The Custodians, but they're bolters. Then we get, so we arm them with those bolters, and then we get some guardsmen, those heads, with some plumes, right? And those can be the Thunder Warriors. So we have the Emperor with some Thunder Warriors, very small, maybe like 4 to 8 of them. So the Emperor and the Thunder Warriors going from planet to planet and bringing planets under compliance. But it's, so we have 30K-esque type of models, but all those models have 8th edition rules. So it's all totally custom, and those models, the Emperor and his finest, the most bloodiest men, bringing those planets under compliance. And we can have mecha arachnids, we can have you know, renegade humans, bringing all different types of planets and planetary governors under compliance. I think that'd be really cool. There can be different seasons of it. We can even introduce where the Emperor meets his sons, the different Primarchs, and show those really cool interactions. I think that would be really fun. I don't think that's ever been shown in bat reps before. And like I said, merging both 30K and 40K together. Bringing both those audiences together, because I think right now there's a little bit of a divide, and it's bringing those audiences together. So that's something that I would love to see. So let's jump back into the stream. So we have Big Dad Pete 91. What's going on, Big Dad? Have you decided on your dice design yet? I have, yeah. So what it's going to be a vest design. It's going to be black dice with a gold pip. So the actual dice or the symbol is going to be all in gold. The die is going to be black. And that's it. It's going to be, as 50 Cent would once say, you know, I'm not going to say it.
Get rich or die trying?
Along those lines, I was thinking, you know.
I know.
Yeah, you got it. You know, you guys can research it on YouTube. Ruckus_Muckus. How about the next 24-hour stream? All the MiniWarGamings do a shave challenge at 2,000. Vito shaves off his goatee. 4,000. Vito shaves his beard. Cullen 14:05:57.
14:05. Okay, sorry.
I don't know about Vito shaves off his goatee.
Sorry,
Look at
who
me.
is this? Ruckus the Muckus? Yeah.
Yeah.
So at 2,000, at 2,000, Vito shaves off his goat.
His goat? His goat?
His goat.
Nah.
4,000,
Clip that
Lucas
one
shaves
too.
his beard. 6,000, me. 8,000, Dave, and 10,000, Josh.
Okay, wait, hold on. So, if we surpass the 2,000, do I still have to do it?
Yeah, it would be. I believe it would be collective.
Oh, man, I look too good with a goatee. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I don't know if I'd agree to it, but it's a possibility.
Man, like, if I shaved, I would just look 6. Like, I would just straight up look 6.
I don't know if my fiance would be happy with it. Let's just say that. I don't know if I'd be happy with it. Kroll46. Hi, Vito. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX or original Yu-Gi-Oh? Bro.
That's not even a question.
Original Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, never mind this Yu-Gi-Oh! GX
100%.
and these synchro summoning garbage. You gotta get this card over here to synchro summon with this, and then I gotta get this hollow foil with this. Get this garbage out of here. Original cards where you gotta sacrifice. I don't know. Next question. What is this?
I don't even know what that is, man. Like,
Yeah. What is this? Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Next question.
Didn't even have Yugi in it. How do they even name the show Yugi?
Yeah, there's not even a Yugi in there.
Trash.
Corn #_puff. What armies do you have, and what armies do you want to collect the most? All right, so right now, the armies that I personally own are Daughters of Cain. I have about almost about 4,000 points, and I'm currently collecting Hedonites of Slaanesh, Demons of Slaanesh 40K, and Demons of the Runestone Slaanesh for 30K. And that's all that I have. I did have at one point about 12,000 points of Thousand Suns for 30K, but I sold that to get married, everyone. Love is a wonderful thing, but it is also the devil.
That is like the true test. Will you sell your army for
Hey,
her?
Italian weddings are expensive, everyone, all right? Catfish666. What is your favorite Batman comic series / story? Ooh, geez, I love so many of them. So Batman R.I.P. or Batman Rest in Peace, that was a pretty good one. The one where like Batman dies. #spoiler alert, it's right in the title. That was a really good one. Batman, The Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, that one was pretty good too. Court of Owls. The Court of Owls is such a good one. If you haven't, okay, read Batman, The Court of Owls. That one is really, really good. Also, any of the Batman, the New 52, that one is pretty good too. The Man Who Laughs. That one's pretty good. What else is good? Oh, there's so many good Batman stories, to be very, very honest with you. But I think maybe Court of Owls. I really like Court of Owls. That was a really good one. Next question. Sedendary? Yes. What is your advice painting eyes? There are always something I struggle with. Oh, buddy. I just finished painting 120 eyes. Well, technically 121 because I painted some of Cullen's eyes. Well, not Cullen's eyes, but...
So yeah, 22 because him and the other guy.
Yeah, I painted 122 eyes for all my daughters of Cain. So what I would do for painting eyes, this is a technique that I learned about 10 years ago. So if you're going to paint eyes, so let's say you've painted all your flesh tones and whatever, so all the flesh right here is all kind of fleshed out. You grab yourself a dry yard bar.
Dry yard bar.
What's the word called?
Dryad?
Dryad bark. Or a, what's the other dark brown?
It's like dryad bark, but different. Rhinox hide.
Rhinox hide. That's my favorite dark brown, Rhinox hide. So you grab Rhinox. Try that again. Rhinox.
How about Rhydon?
How about you shut up? Okay? This is why we should do a good morning show. Rhinox hide, and then you do the entire orifice of the...
Sorry, what?
The surface.
Thank you.
You do the entire surface of the eye, so like this kind of part here. All of that Rhinox hide. I'm so tired. Rhinox hide in that brown, the dark brown. Then you grab pallid witch flesh, and then you do a solid line of that white. Then what you do is you grab yourself a black, and then you just do a tiny little a dollop of black, and that's how you do eyes. Very, very simple 3-step method, because if not, a lot of people, what they do is just do like a thing of white and then black, and then your minis are constantly... So, yeah.
Have you seen my rats?
Yeah. So that's
they also look one way, and the other eye looks the other way.
Yeah. So that's how I like to do my eyes. It's a very subtle technique. It takes a little bit longer, but that's how I like to do my eyes. Hopefully that was informative, and I wasn't stumbling over my words. Let's give this a big, yeah, look at that.
Oh wait, apparently Balfour says we missed his Twitch question.
Oh.
Did you not answer a Twitch question? Oh wait, I think that was for me. Never mind, Vito.
Oh.
That was for me.
Excuse me. Lavarius, Vito, what do you think could get into the Harlequins? I need someone to take them from Quirk, and I would love to see Slaanesh demons versus Harlequins. What do you think could get into the Harlequins? I need someone to take them from Quirk. I don't know. I don't know much about Harlequins.
To be honest, no one here really plays any Eldar anymore, and I think Eldar are probably one of the most underrepresented armies on our channel. I
mean, they're really cool. I like the whole jester feel. It reminds me very much of the Joker. But yeah, I don't really know much about them. My dude.
Glass cannony. That's all I know.
Let's jump right back into some of the previous Sit and Talk questions with some questions for Notorious Vito. Big Mikey, part 2 for Vito. Have you to explain to any older relatives or people who don't know what Warhammer is, what you do for a living?
That is my least favorite question on the earth.
So it was really easier before when I was working at the bunker. What people would ask me what I do, and I'd say, yeah, you know, I'm a set designer for a YouTube company.
Boom, easy answer.
Yeah, that's all I do. So now what I do is I say I work for a YouTube company who does films. For a wargaming game called Warhammer, and I ask them if they've ever heard of it. Obviously, the majority haven't. And then I tell them, well, you know, there's a game called Warhammer where people can build and paint miniatures. These miniatures have different rule sets where there's shooting and then there's combat, and then the two armies, they clash together, and it's like people playing with these armies, they pretend to be generals, and then this company films them, and there's people all around the world who watch these videos. They can watch them on YouTube, and then they can watch them on this company's channel in a vault. And that's essentially how I describe what I do for a living. And if people don't understand, then I try to explain it more. And if I see like a milky glaze go over, then I can understand that they just don't care. But besides that, I just say that I work for a company that makes YouTube videos, and then they go.
That's when I go. That's exactly my answer.
And then they say, "Oh, you do know you." You do video games on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I do.
That is good enough.
Yeah.
Because if I try to go any farther, it's such a weird question.
Yeah.
And such a it's almost like how much time do you have is the correct answer. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
I really try to be polite to everyone. I mean, I use that as a daily life thing, but
unless he's dealing with his other coworkers.
That was rude. That's no way to treat a friend.
You screamed at me not 5 minutes ago.
That's because you were throwing shade, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Rewind the clip.
Pull up the tapes.
Pull up the tapes. This is from Gibbo James. Vito, what Blood Bowl, hint, team would/do you play? So I've only ever played 2 games of Blood Bowl. It was a learning game.
It's 2 more than me.
And the teams that I actually do own are the Amazons. I converted them up out of Witch Elves, and they are based from both the live action and animated movies of Wonder Woman. So I actually have a Wonder Woman model that I converted up to look like Wonder Woman. My thrower, I converted her up to look like Hippolyta, which is Wonder Woman's mom. She's got blonde hair to help me differentiate between everyone else. My catcher is Artemis. That's from the animated movie, so she has red hair. My blitzers, they all have black hair. That's including Wonder Woman. And then all my lineswomen, they have brown hair. And then everyone else has gold armor. So that just helps me differentiate between. But those are my Blood Bowl teams. Moving down the line, the Danish Viking Alex at Vito. Someone mentioned last week you had received some negative comments. I think you are awesome. Thanks, homie. I think you are awesome too. Those negative comments, I think those were referring to a recent Hedonites of Slaanesh bat rep that went up. Those negative comments were referring to some rules that I had gotten wrong and that I actually had forgotten. I had just recently read the book, I think like the night before or 2 nights before. So it's really difficult when you're learning a new book and then trying to, memorize everything, and then, you're trying to be entertaining on camera, making sure you're getting all the rules right, in this case, getting some wrong. But then you're also entertaining your guest as well. And then you put out the video both in the vault and on YouTube, and then you're getting scrutinized by thousands of people. So you are going to get some supportive people who do understand, but then you're going to get some keyboard warriors who think they know everything, and then they're just going to chew you apart, which is natural. And then I try to reason with people, but some people just aren't reasonable. But then there's going to be some people who are saying, Vito, this is your job. You should know everything that you're doing. But that's when I like to say, well, would you make that comment to a professional athlete? Would you make that comment to a singer or a pianist? a doctor, and anyone in a professional setting, yourself. What I'm trying to say is everyone makes mistakes. So yeah, and the thing is that I learned from my mistakes, and I definitely address those things in future bat reps. So it's definitely important to learn from your mistakes and go forward. So Danish Viking Alex, keep being awesome, homie, and thanks for your awesome comment. The second part that he says is, will you be playing Slaanesh Demons in 40k2? Yes, absolutely. Slaanesh is my favorite god. It then goes to Tzeentch, then Khorne, and then Nurgle's my least favorite. Also, since MiniWarGaming finally have a 40k Thousand Suns player, I do like playing Thousand Suns. It would be so cool if we finally saw a brother versus brother Primarch versus Primarch battle. Magnus versus Mortarion. I really like that that this battle is missing on this channel. Happy wargaming. I think Luca is probably the proponent to have a Mortarion on the battlefield, and then I'd probably have a Magnus. It's a little difficult because we normally don't have content producer versus content producer. It's very rare. It's probably maybe on an off day when we'll have content producers versus content producer. It's better to have content producer playing a guest than having a content producer because we can maximize our content. And then playing a bigger game when we can have both of those Primarchs playing against each other would be a little bit more difficult. But if Luke and I ever have a down day, or if we ever want to have a big game, I can definitely probably convince him to do a Magnus versus Mortarion. That'd be really cool. Starmax asks, at Vito, what Space Marine model would you like yours to be for the company's Sentinels of the Forge army? Primaris focused to add on to the new guy feel. Also, favorite War Machines faction, go. So I guess if you were to make me into a Sentinels of the Forge army, Primaris focused, let's go with a Hellblaster because overwhelming firepower. Why not? That'd be cool. Vito running around with a big plasma gun, probably going to roll a 1 and roast myself. Why not? As for favorite War Machine and Hordes faction, I'm not a really big fan of War Machine, but because like Cullen said previously, I did paint up a Menoth army, and I really do enjoy painting white. Let's go with Menoth. So jumping back into Streamlabs, Edelon asks, did you try to play Bretonnians with Kings of War rules? I've never actually played Kings of War. It looks like a really cool game system and rule set. I like the whole harkening back to 8th edition with the whole movement trays, and you can make like really cool dioramas. So I've never actually played, but I like to play. I know Steve plays. Cullen, have you ever played Kings of War?
Yes, a little bit, 1 or 2 with Steve, and sorry, I was typing a comment.
Oh,
what
sorry.
is the exact question?
I'm just asking your opinion on Kings of War.
Oh, I really like so I'm like torn between the idea of the dioramas because they're super cool to build and paint and be able to make like a really cool mobile, this is a unit, but I really don't like the non-removing of models.
Right.
Like there's something about that just tracking wounds, it doesn't really do it for me as much. I do like this simplified rule set, the simplified movement,
right.
And I think one of the best systems it's been done in is A Song of Ice and Fire personally.
Okay.
I've played a little bit of that, more than Kings of War, so I guess I can't say everything about Kings of War because I haven't played that many games.
Mm-hmm.
But from the few games I've played of A Song of Ice and Fire, that's kind of like the best blend of the systems for me, and then they've got the Game of Thrones skin on it,
right?
Which
okay.
I know turns off some people, but as a fan, that's cool. So that's kind of my favorite like movement tray based game right now.
Okay,
because
cool.
you still get it moves super nicely. Things make sense, like the way cavalry work makes sense, unlike original fantasy. and you get a it's Game of Thrones.
Cool. Yeah. Fair enough. Going on to the next question. This is from Russ 31287. Probably butchered that. Any advice on painting Deathwatch? I always have problems painting black armor. It always ends up looking more of a gray. Are you painting with an airbrush or with a regular brush? If you're painting with a regular brush, my advice would be you can. It says you're going with more of a gray. You can always go with the blue, with a blue tinge. So what you can do is start off with a dark Reaper, like you can edge highlight with a dark Reaper. Then work your way up to maybe mix in. So after you have edged highlight with dark Reaper, get dark Reaper again, and then mix 1-to-1 with dark Reaper and I think it's Sotek green, which is actually blue. It's actually my favorite color in all of the GW range. It goes on so smoothly. So you mix those two together, and then you do an edge highlight on top of the dark Reaper. But making sure some of that dark Reaper sticks out. So you edge highlight with that, and then you go, you grab that Sotek green again, and then redefine some of those edge highlights, but making sure some of that previous 1-to-1 mix is still visible. And then you can grab like, what's another lighter blue? Maybe like a rust gray as your final kind of like pinprick on all like the. So if you have your armor, so like let's say on this part of the fist of a Space Marine, right? There's a square. You grab like a rust gray, and then you just go boop, boop, and then you have like your pristine edge highlights. Conversely, what you can do if you want your grays, you can do your rust gray, not rust gray, sorry, your Eshin gray as your all around edge highlights, or Skaven Blight Dinge. Then you grab Dawnstone. So if you have your Eshin gray all around, you then do Dawnstone from here to here, but making sure that some of that Eshin gray is still visible. And then you grab Administoran gray, and then just do your little triangles. And then that's how you do your little edge highlights. If that's how you're looking to paint your black armor. Next question. At K Broham. Hey Vito, which Space Marine chapter would you and Colin like to see get the Primaris treatment? Like Marinus Calgar.
Sorry, Space Marine character?
It says, yeah, sorry, character, not chapter. The Primaris treatment.
To be honest, I have two different things about this. A, Space Marines to me are not honestly my favorite things ever.
Okay.
So I don't personally know like a buttload about all the individual characters.
Fair enough.
And then I come from fantasy where I don't like technically using special characters.
Oh.
So like, so it's a pass from me. I feel like I can't do this question justice. So
okay. I mean, the Khan would be really cool to see him get the Primaris treatment and have him like on a really cool jet bike. That'd be really like one of the jet bikes that the Custodians ride on. What about what's his face from the Blood Angels? The Mephiston. That'd be really cool to see him get Primaris treatment.
True, his model is super old.
Yeah. Or what's the guy with the wings with the big axe from the Blood Angels? Can't remember his name.
Dante?
No, not Dante. The guy, he's got a big murder axe. His armor kind of looks like sinew and blood.
Chat, go. Help.
He's got like a big axe. Astrath the Grim. Is that his name? Astrath the Grim?
Come on. Someone approve or deny.
I think it's Astrath the Grim. I'm going to say yes, Astrath the Grim. That'd be really cool. Just big and bulking. The big axe? That might be cool.
Yes, Asterath. You are correct.
Okay.
Thank you, Chad, for confirming.
Is it Jawadel again?
J.A. Waddell.
J.A. Waddell. My apologies for saying the name wrong. What does the wall behind you, your left, not have bolts in it? Oh, over here. So the way we were working all the panels was we were originally putting all the bolts in it. These are faux bolts. They're just laser cut and then painted to look like.
Yeah, they're just MDF.
Yeah,
right?
they're just MDF. And then we did all the resting effects. We were originally putting them on, and then we were told to stop putting them on because we didn't know when the construction crew was coming in if they were going to put real ones, and then we were going to come in and cover them up. So they had gone ahead and then did that. So they just need to come in and then reapply some of the faux bolts. These
Yeah, I think there was like, isn't there like a big box of those things?
Yeah, we have
somewhere?
like thousands of them sitting around. So that just needs to be redone. Not
Again,
redone,
just-
but touched up.
Yep, just not everything's 100%, and that's one of those things that's still getting worked on.
Yeah, we're just kind of stuck in this constant state of finishing things off.
And whenever anyone has a free day, maybe that's something that they can get to. But when we're filming, and sometimes schedules are tough.
Yeah, like today, Colin and I, we just went up to the orc sleeping quarters, the orc hut, and we just did a little bit of touch-up work that needed to be done. So I think it was just like 10 minutes worth of work.
Because you yesterday had to do some, again, touch-ups because a lot of what's in that room came from our past orc studio. So
Yes.
that there was a lot of, pretty much every panel that they used, there were portions that pink from the original under, whatever that polystyrene.
Yeah, essentially the insulation foam.
Yeah.
Yeah, we transported the old orc studio and we put it into the orc hut, which is the bunk room. So yeah, we just transplanted, and there's a little bit of pink showing. So yesterday I had gone, did a little bit of touch-up work, and then today Colin and I just went back up to touch up some
And when he
stuff.
says him and I, he means I sat there and said, Vito, that spot. And he's like,
I needed a good pair of eyes.
And thank Corey for having a flashlight with him.
Yes.
Because that made life easier.
Thank you, Corey, who brought in the. Jan Delore asks, "Have you seen the new Terminator movie teaser?" What? What is your opinion? There's a new Terminator movie teaser?
Can they stop?
No, never stop making Terminator movies because suckers like this guy are constantly going to watch them. Terminator, I love Terminator. I love the Terminator.
Vito, you're what's wrong with Hollywood.
You're what's wrong with Hollywood. No, I love the Terminator. Oh, I love Terminator Genesis was good. You didn't like Terminator Genesis? It was so okay. Maybe I'm just a sucker for Terminator. I love the lore behind Terminator. It's so good.
Thank you, Kroll46, for saying Genesis sucked though.
But it didn't. Terminator Genesis was so good. Hello. Good. We're.
You wanna jump in just to show everyone what's up?
Yeah, we have the bringer of the helmet, Corey, who's he's jingling with his knight with his mail. You're gonna be my bodyguard.
No, all right.
Anyone who gives me flack, answer to him. But yeah, there's a new movie teaser for Terminator. What's your opinion of Terminator? You like the series? Say yes.
Yes, up to a point.
What's the point?
That one movie where they did nothing but in the future.
Okay, Genesis is an awesome movie. Never mind what he says. Moving next. GeoFits4. How good of a painter are you? Any plans on entering Golden Demon next year at Adepticon? Okay, so saying how good of a painter am I mean, it's subjective, I suppose. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn.
Toot it.
I like to think that I'm good. I mean,
You are good.
okay.
You are above average.
I mean, well,
You are above average.
Colin says I'm above average.
He
So.
painted me a really sweet kilt this morning on my Barbarian for D&D.
Uh-huh.
That is so good. I love it. And the whole time he sat there going, "Why did you do this?"
Okay, I'll tell you what. I think I'm good. I don't know if I'm good enough for Golden Demon. I've always wanted to enter because I like to think that I may be Golden Demon worthy, but I don't know if it's me just being humble or not. But I don't know. I want to, but I'm nervous. I'm scared. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of painting competitions. I've entered in painting competitions to find out that some of them have been rigged to purposely make me lose, to make others within that painting competition win, because the painting competitions that I have entered, I've won too many. So they're like, give other people a chance. So I don't know. Like I said, I like to think I'm good, but I want to be humble and I don't want to toot my own horn. So there's that. Yeah. I always want to go to Adepticon, but we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully next year, Vito, join us.
Join us. Mandalore 511. Are there any non-Warhammer science fiction book series that you have enjoyed? Ooh, I can't remember the author. A non-science fiction? Oh, so science fiction. No, non-Warhammer science fiction. Okay, there's a really great book called The Last Days of Krypton. Can't remember the author who wrote it, but it's The Last Days of Krypton, and it's literally like the last, I think, couple months before Krypton explodes. And oh my goodness, what a fantastic read. There's like a war where General Zod, is it General Zod? Yeah, I think General Zod goes on a war, and Jor-El, he's like trying to save his son. I highly recommend everyone read, if you like DC and you want to know more about what happened prior to Krypton exploding.
Kevin J. Anderson, is that relevant?
Yes.
I just saw someone post that and I was like, this probably is a response to a question he asked.
Yeah, please go and read The Last Days of Krypton. What a read. This is from Captain Spasmo. Is it actually as much fun working at MiniWarGaming as it appears, or does Matt lurk off camera glowering at everyone?
I believe it's glaring.
No, he wrote glowering, Glowering.
Oh, that doesn't seem like a typo.
Thanks for trying to correct me, friend.
No, I thought it was just a typo.
You're a typo.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I love you, Colin. The proper respond is I love you too, Vito. But hey, friend. Is it as fun working at MiniWarGaming? Yeah, no, it's fun. There's actually a bat rep that went out. I think it was in the vault, where it was my first bat rep with Matt as an employee, where I was leading and Matt was just a guest. And the whole time, Matt was like this, just right over me, and I was so nervous.
He gives you those eyes.
Yeah, I forgot how to play the game. And he doesn't do it on purpose. It's just Matt being, Matthew and the boss. So I totally forgot how to play the game. Super nervous, and he was critiquing me the whole time. And my hands were shaking. I was sweating.
Just even yesterday, after the live stream, all the cameras are set up in here, and I was upstairs helping Dave with something, and Matthew comes by, "Are all the cameras in the studio?" "Yeah, they should be." "They should be?" Like, they are?
Yeah.
Like, my phrasing isn't proper for you. Funny.
Matthew does that all the time, but I rip into Matthew all the time. So, like, for example, in the mornings, we kind of call out what studios we want to use. So Matthew and I, we have this back and forth now where we call out the All Point studio, which is the Age of Sigmar studio. And Matthew go, "Vito," he'll lean out of his studio and go, "Vito, I have the Age of Sigmar studio, okay? And I'll be like, "No, it's mine." He goes, "Do you really want to do that, Vito? Are you sure you like working here?" So Matthew and I, we kind of have this playful back and forth, which is kind of fun. I like it. Next question is from Richards with a 1 and a 4 in it. Do you have a lot of experience in playing miniature games, maybe even in tournaments? Well, I mean, I work at MiniWarGaming. Prior to that, I played a lot of 8th edition, fantasy. I played a little bit of 40K, a lot of 30K, but because I'm playing a lot of AOS now and 40K, I'm a little rusty in my 30K right now. I have a ton of Batman in the miniature game stuff, but I've hardly played the game. I just need to finally build and paint my stuff. I do have experience in tournaments, but I'm not a big fan of them. I'm just not really big into the competitive scene. The tournaments that I have done, excuse me, I participated in them in a buddy of mine, Danny. He tried to build his own tournament scene called Clash. I built all the tables. I built like 10 or 12 custom tables for him and all the terrain for them. And they were just more for fun. They were just fun tournaments. One of the tournaments I ended up, I think I won the first tournament he ran, I won Best Painted. And that's all really I was gunning for. I just wanted to have fun. I was just aiming for Best Painted. And then the second one, same thing, I was just aiming for Best Painted, just to have fun. And then I ended up winning Best Overall somehow. It was for Warhammer 8th edition. And it was cool. I won like this really cool Conan the Barbarian sword, which I still have in my closet. That's my only really experience with tournaments. But like I said, I'm not really a big tournament fan. I'm not big into competitive. I love more narrative and just having fun with my opponents. So if you come in to play a game with me, expect to have fun, expect a little bit of a narrative thing, and just expect to have a little bit of fun back and forth. So. Next question is from Pezler Polychromatic. Pezler Polychromatic. Vito, how would I be able to get my hands on all your special dice? Luca is my spirit animal. Well, my dice have not come in yet. We're in the process of getting them made. So as soon as dice come in, I think we're going to be making them available to the public.
Now this is so. Now I'm not 100% on it, but I know for sure that you can get them if you come in and play us. For sure. If you come in and you challenge one of us and you're like, hey, at the end of the day, can I get some of Luca's dice?
Yeah, we give you like a handful. I think it's,
yeah.
It depends from content producer, but I think it's like you get like 5 or 6 dice from each content producer.
I guess the other one is to like, depending on how recently we've made the order of dice, because we can't give away so many that the content producer themselves don't have any to use.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Pretty much whenever you come in, if you request some, we'll definitely give you them here. And then for sales purposes, now I don't know if like we're going to be able to sell them at Dan's store or something like that, but I guess we'll see now that Max Aggression just opened here. It opened yesterday, so now we have an active store, and it's super weird because we have to keep all the doors locked.
Yeah. Every time I go to open up a door, I walk into it now.
Yep.
Because the doors are locked. So that's fun. Next question is from Big Bad Pete 91.
Why brap brap?
Because he's Big Bad Pete in the house.
Brap brap.
Oh, I'm so a product of the 90s. 1990 to be exact. Now you know my age. Will you guys ever do a Tale of 4 Gamers? And if you do, because you put 2 eyes, which army would you do for either 40K or Age of Sigmar? I think it'd be really cool to do a Tale of 4 Gamers. I always read those in the White Dwarfs. I think it was in the White Dwarfs. And if I were to do them for 40K or Age of Sigmar, it'd probably be Demons of Slaanesh or the Hedonites of Slaanesh, because that's the army that I'm currently most focused on. Mind you, I wouldn't mind doing the Daughters of Cain. I haven't actually played a game of Daughters of Cain in a while. Just because I've been working on 60 Witch Elves, and they've been such a grind, but I'm finally done them. I put them on the bases. So I should probably do a game of Daughters of Cain soon. Next question is from Ruckus_Muckist. Imperial Romans or Caesarian Romans? I love the look of the Imperial Romans. Boring to paint though. Yeah. Imperial Romans they're really cool with the what is it, the segmentum armor? Is it the segmentum armor? No, the what's it called with the plate? I knew the name of that. I always knew the name of this. The logs, blah blah. I used to know the name of this. Anyway, so Caesarian Romans are cool, but I gotta say Imperial. Always love the look of the Imperial Roman armor. Absolutely Imperial. But the Caesarian history is cool though. I really love Caesarian.
Lorcia segmenta.
That's the one. I knew it was segmenta something. That's the one. Kvechi. If you could, what new fast attack option would you add to Imperial Guard? New fast attack option to the Imperial Guard. I'm not too adept in Imperial Guard lore. Do they have something with motorcycles? I mean, I know they have the is it the Rough Riders, the guys on horseback? I mean, I've seen conversions instead of Rough Riders, they have Rough Riders but on motorcycles. But I think it'd be really cool to have like some kind of motorcycle or like a dirt bike fast attack. That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? That's my opinion. Bretonians for the lady, yes or no on War Machines? That's from Waddell?
J.A. Waddell.
I was close. Bretonian for the lady, yes, 100%. Yes or no on War Machines? Some of the models are cool. I'm gonna say no for me.
Like War Machine the game or War Machine?
That's actually a good question.
In like AOS, like I'm confused.
If he means War Machines the game, I'm gonna say no. If he means War Machines for Bretonians, oh, bro, trebuchets, those things are amazing. 90 points for what they did. Take 2 all the time. Doesn't matter what points level you take. 3,000 points, take 3 all the time.
For Bretonians.
Oh, for Breton, oh my God, War Machines all the time. Yes, trebuchets, amazing. Best 90 points you'll ever spend.
Tree bucket.
Actually, fun thing, I've been watching a YouTube channel. I think it's, what's that guy's name? He does like a lot of medieval stuff. And trebuchets actually didn't throw gigantic boulders as everyone are led to believe. Or at least not like the biggest one, which is called Warwolf. That one threw like massive boulders, but the regular trebuchets only threw like boulders yay big, which I mean still do devastating damage, but not as big as Warwolf.
That's interesting. Personally, I'm a big fan of Magna-Giles.
Magna-Giles, I've never heard that.
That's like the catapult that shoots lots of little rocks.
Oh, okay.
And it's more for like destroying towns.
Have you ever played Medieval 2 Total War?
No, I've only played Warhammer Total War.
So Medieval 2 Total War, you can equip your trebuchets to put a poisoned cow.
Yes.
And then that would like poison the infantry.
Oh, was the guy you're talking about Shadiversity?
Shadiversity, yeah, that guy's cool.
I recently started watching his videos too.
Yeah, that guy's cool. And like I've been watching like his historical stuff, but I've been really watching the ones where he talks about like Skyrim, and if those castles are like fortified and where like he would put defenses and gatehouses, and yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, he makes good stuff. The game that I played that had the plague cows was Stronghold Crusader. You ever played that game? That was probably my favorite like castle building / like Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, those style of games. And yeah, you could fire plague cows from trebuchets, but you had to have dairy farms that had cows.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a super neat game. It's one of the best, I think, in terms of like medieval, whatever that style of game is. What kind of style of game is that? How do they describe that?
Turn-based?
It's not turn-based.
No,
that's the thing. Is it's
strategy?
RTS, real-time strategy.
Real-time strategy. That's the one. So we are trickling down with questions. I've got 3 left in the queue. So I'm going to be closing the queue within the next minute and a half, 2 minutes. So if you want to get your last questions in, make sure to pump them in the next 2 minutes. Okay, folks? 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. This is from Richards. He asks, important job trial question. Ooh, it's going to be a good one. Ludas, how many wounds? Trick question. You only have 1. Catfish 666. Who's your favorite coworker to shoot the breeze with? Well, that depends. If I want to have an argumentative question or an argumentative discussion, conversation, debate, it's going to be Steve.
Steve will debate anything with anyone.
Yeah. If I want to have something nonsensical, very whimsical, it's going to be probably Dave. If I want to have something like serious, it's probably going to be Cullen.
Oh, hi.
I think, yeah, sure. I mean, I can probably shoot the breeze with almost everyone, but yeah, that's about it. One more question, and then I'm going to be closing the chat. So get them in, get them in, get them in. Come on, there we go. Wigdor asks, what your favorite color of Pokemon?
I'm not quite sure what that means.
Yeah, like my favorite color? Is that like type?
Yeah,
Do you mean by like electricity? Because like,
what's the difference between your favorite color of Pokemon and your
do you mean
favorite
like? Does he mean, I wonder if he means like on the cards.
No, color.
It just means color.
Just a color.
Like my favorite color?
Like game? Like which game?
Maybe that's what he means. Favorite color of Pokemon?
Like yellow, blue, red, gold, crystal, like that?
Wigdor, what do you mean? Because I'm gonna close the chat.
I can keep you updated if he lets us know.
Sorry?
I'm just
Do I just hit
generally
close?
confused.
Colin, do I just hit close?
Yeah, you can hit close.
Boom. Chat is closing in 5, 4,
Okay, I think it's
3, 2, and 1.
I think we are overcomplicating the question.
Okay, what is your favorite color of Pokemon? My favorite color of game, because we're going to choose game, silver. I love silver because I got the best of both worlds. I got Johto and I got Kanto. Anything above the first 150 Pokemon and then Johto, I don't care. I don't chandelier. There's a Pokemon that's a chandelier, folks.
Hey, whoa, I'm going to slow you down right there.
You want to fight?
Gen 3? Cool.
No.
Everything after Gen 3? Hot garbage.
What's Gen
garbage.
3? What's Gen 3?
That's...
Is there a whale?
Yeah.
No whales.
Why?
No.
Why do you draw the line at whales?
No, I'm sorry.
Whale
there's
lord?
Johto. Never mind what Cullen says here, folks. There's Johto, and then there's Kanto. All right? No. I get Feraligators, and Charmanders. That's it. Those are the only 3. There's only 2 gens. Any other Pokemon, forget about it. Nothing, that's it.
No, Hoenn, man.
No, after this chat, you and I are going to have a debate.
Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, great game.
No.
Excellent games.
Blue, green, yellow, red, gold, and silver. That's all you need in your life,
you didn't
folks.
even play green.
What?
You didn't even play green.
What's green?
You said green.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even need green. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Technically, green was an actual game.
Exactly. That's why. You don't even need a trick question.
Green was our blue. No, their blue is our blue and red, I think. No, green.
Okay, redacted. Okay, this is what. Never mind. This is what you need in your life for Pokemon. Okay, you need red, you need blue, you need a little bit of yellow. You need gold, but you need that sweet, sweet silver in your life,
Gotta
folks.
get that crystal, boy.
Never mind crystals.
Why do you not
Silvers and golds. Silver was the best one, but that's all you need in your life, folks. You're here to hear, folks. You're here to hear first.
Well,
that's all you need.
I'm just confused. What was wrong with the one with Suicune on it?
So, what is a sueku? Sounds like something you
It's
can
one of
order
the
at a Japanese
legendary
food
dogs.
restaurant.
The legendary dogs that existed in that second generation, my friend.
No.
It was Raikou, Entei, and Suicune.
No.
They were in those games.
I don't care. No.
You
No.
never see.
I have questions to answer.
Didn't even play.
Yeah, because they're not needed. From, is it J. Waddell?
J.A.
J.A. Waddell. Oh, man. With your white scars, did you ever consider a three-man squad of bikes armed with meltas? Yeah, I did. I mean, I could try it, but I love me some good plasma. Plasma's fun to take. But yeah, I could always try it with some melta guns. I really gotta modify that the white scars, and I really gotta play them. I actually have a really cool vest next time I'm gonna wear with the white scars. Spoiler alert. This is from K Broham. Vito, have you have to deal with hobby bloat? I have 3 armors being worked on, and none of them I've nearly finished to even play a game with. Hobby bloat. Sometimes, I mean, I'm just so excited with the Demons of Slaanesh right now that because with Demons of Slaanesh, I get 3 armies out of it. I get my AOS, Hedonites of Slaanesh. I get 40k Demons of Slaanesh. And I get Demons of the Runestorm. So I get, for 1 army, I get 3 armies. So that's why I'm really excited. And I just need to sprinkle a couple units here and there. What I'm not excited about is that I have to buy 8 start collecting boxes and a whole bunch of other things. So this is going to be a bit of an expensive army. And I have like 120 demonettes to paint and a whole plethora of other things to paint. But hobby bloat is totally real. Back at my parents' house, I do have like a whole bunch of historical things. I have like over 120 miniatures, both of like late Imperial Romans, early Imperial Romans, a Revolt of Spartacus army that I need to paint up. So yeah, I can understand the hobby bloat. What I find to do with hobby bloat is pick something that you're really passionate about. Pick one thing and narrow it down. Kind of put like the horse blinders on and narrow it down. Find something you're really motivated. If you don't have anything motivated to do right now, don't do it. Walk away. Don't paint for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months. Play a video game, read a book, go outside, play a sport. If you have a significant other, hang out with them. Hang out with friends, do a board game, go to the movies. Do something that you find enjoyable other than painting. Find something that's going to motivate you. And then when you find that motivation, tackle it. Go headlong into it. Knock your head right into that thing. And then just do whatever you need to do to find that mojo. Mandalore 511, have you watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged? Or perhaps more importantly, TTS. TTS? What is TTS? I've not watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, but what I have watched is Dragon Ball Z Abridged. By far the best abridged series in the world. It is better than Dragon Ball Z. An abridged show is better than
I'm gonna cut you off right there. It's Dragon Ball Z. We're in Canada.
It's Dragon Ball Z, bro.
Zed.
Colin, you were my most favorite person to have a meaningful conversation with. Okay? You were my favorite. It's Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball Z. Okay, you know the intro, Dragon Ball Z, not Dragon Ball Z. Do you know how lame that sounds? Dragon Ball Z? Really? No, okay. I don't know what TTS is. I'll have to look that up, what TTS is, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. I'm going to have to watch what that is.
I think it's text to speech.
Oh, text to speech. Okay. I have watched a little bit of text-to-speech, I don't really find it that funny. I mean, I know.
I personally do not like text-to-speech videos.
Yeah.
I have a strong opinion on them.
Okay.
I will not voice that.
I've tried it. I really, really have tried it. I don't find it all that funny. But hey, to each their own, right? Richards, the morning show you thought about sounds amazing. Cool, thank you. How realistic do you think this idea to be actually done? I mean, it could potentially be to be done.
I think in order to make it happen, we would have to come in an hour early, which I'm not opposed to.
Nor am I.
But it would have to be that thing that we'd have to plan for that day around, right? Because we'd just have to come in early, because I would never want it to have to run to a point where it interferes with like a guest that you would have that day.
Absolutely. We have to, yeah, exactly. It'd be an hour long. We don't want to interfere with the guests coming in and the daily flow with actual MiniWarGaming proper. We'd want to kind of do it, maybe we could do a format where some of it, like maybe those who are tuning in live can view it, and then like the vault members can actually view it. Everyone else, maybe we can put it on YouTube as like a podcast for viewing purposes.
So we have our own podcast platform.
Oh, okay, awesome. Then
this show will actually be a podcast form for anyone watching who wants to listen to this
as
well.
Cool. Then never mind what I just said. So it all works.
So that's Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Play. All of those and all the other podcast apps, I'm pretty sure. So there you go, Vito. Now you know.
Look at that. So we have ways of making this morning show work. Vito and Cullen in the morning for Good Morning Tara. Oh, I want to do this so bad now, where Cullen and I can disagree and agree on everything.
Just get heated.
Get heated up in her. And the last question for this sit and talk is going to be from Catfish666. Current favorite music to listen to. So I'm currently listening to a lot of Disturbed. Disturbed is probably my favorite band. My fiance listens to, whenever we clean the house, we listen to a lot of Little Richard. We blast that really loud.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I really like listening to Little Richard. Good God, Miss Molly. For some reason, whenever, you know that song, Old Town Road?
Yes.
By Little Nas or whatever? It's like Miley Cyrus's dad.
Yeah, I saw there's a new music video up for it. Right?
There's like 15 music videos for that song.
No.
Anyway, Old Town Road, whenever that comes on the radio, I kind of blast that. But I'm also listening to, for those of you who don't, Z103.5. They do the Drive at 5, which is
Again, Z103 Vito.
Z103.5.
We are in Canada.
Yeah, which is a Canadian show, but it's pronounced as Z103 because it sounds better. They do the Drive at 5, which is all like these way back playbacks of like all these like Geno beats. It just brings me back to the 90s. So whenever I leave from work, I listen to that. And it just brings me back to the 90s. I just like, it helps me drive better. And by better, faster.
I was going to say, yeah. I just like to blare super loud, obnoxious music in my car.
But I also really enjoy listening to Dean Martin. He's one of my favorites as well. So it's very kind of eclectic music that I listen to. So yeah, Dean Martin I also really enjoy listening to as well. And that is it for the questions.
That's it?
That is it.
It's done?
It's done, my friends and folks and everyone who's watching on the YouTubes.
Humans, computers, animals alike.
Yep. Thank you, everyone, for sitting this long with me and Cullen in my very own standalone sit and talk. No Josh, just the helmet and a couple of guests. And by couple, I mean one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this sit and talk with me, Vito the Vest, and with Cullen, my co-host at Arms. Any announcements to... Oh, if you want to watch the Heroes of Harrienburg season.
Harrian?
What did I say?
You said Harrian. It's Heron.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Harrian is what you said.
Heroes of Harrenburg.
There we go.
Whatever. Heroes of Harrenburg, Season 2, where you can catch me as Mrs. Doubtwater and Cullen as Limp Arrow. What's your character's name again?
Garrett Flugelhorn.
Yeah, Limp Arrow Flugenhorn. Where we combat whatever mischief we're going to get into.
Oh, it's nonsense.
That's on Tuesdays at 12:30 Eastern Time. So,
released on YouTube on Fridays at 9.
Yeah.
And again, podcast form as well.
Yeah, so make sure to tune in for that. But until then, my dearest friends, peace on the streets. Keep it moist. And I love you all. Till next time. Peace out, everyone. See you guys.
Happy wargaming.
Happy wargaming.